Kentaji Brown Jackson. This is the headline that's been going on recently. The news headline in America, at least for Supreme Court justices. Remember, we did a story way back about Stephen Breyer and his retirement. So he retired from the court way back, like a couple months ago. That's way back for me. But he retired a couple months ago, and so Joe Biden had time to pick his nominee, and he nominated this woman by the name of Kentaji Brown Jackson. And to become the next Supreme Court justice to take Stephen Breyer's place since he retired. So her hearing has just begun. I think we're in day 3 or day 4 right now. So the Senate is going to question her about her various qualifications. She should be able to pass this because she relatively routinely, unless something like crazy happens during the process, a couple crazy Supreme Court hearings that we've had in the past. Brett Kavanaugh, as you guys remember, that one was the most recent. And then Clarence Thomas, but those were for like sexual assault cases. So nothing like that has come up with Kentaji Brown Jackson. But let's find out everything we need to know about Kentaji Brown Jackson. Okay, she definitely has the experience, okay? She's got multiple degrees from Harvard, a bachelor's, a master's, a law degree. Like, she's done her time in education, which, like, ugh. But, like, also, good job. You're a justice. You need to have the education if you want to advance in this field. She's done her time in the court system, and she knows what's up. She's very experienced. She's working for the court in the District of Columbia right now, which is known to be like the second most powerful court in the United States besides the Supreme Court, and she was one of the justices. She's one of the justices there right now. She started out as a public defender. So for those of you that don't know what a public defender is, that's basically when the lawyer that's basically when you are the lawyer that the courts appoint you as. Like, so if you can't afford legal representation, you don't have your own private legal representation, the court will appoint you with the lawyer. That's what a public defender is. She was one of those people. So she defended a lot of cases of people who, like, you know, just were dead broke and couldn't afford to have legal representation. She defended them and allowed them to have their free lives, which is cool. It's a very honorable job. It's probably the most honorable form of a lawyer that I can think of. So Joe Biden was actually a public defender. Fun fact. It's very, actually, I'm very pro public defenders. I like public defenders. But yeah, so it is humble beginnings, to be honest, but it is admirable. And what I've seen from her so far, she has legal qualifications for sure. She's very soft-spoken, very sweet. She seems very considerate, very sweet, and very focused on her job, which is cool from what I've seen from the hearings and stuff. So she's definitely someone who's going to get grilled by the GOP, 100%. But I think that's every justice. And that's the thing, right? This is what's so fucking interesting. The GOP these justice hearings have basically turned into another political battleground for Democrats and Republicans to fight. Because the Republicans, when Trump was president, they brought, Amy Coney Barrett, who basically looks like an evil Pam Beasley, and Brett Kavanaugh to the stand. And Democrats would shit on them, and it was like this whole process of like, no, like all of these things. And Republicans would just defend her. And now we're seeing the same thing with Kentaji Brown Jackson. The Democrats are all behind her, and the Republicans are like, no. So it's really annoying, but whatever. But she was, again, she had an appeals court nomination, because when you get nominated to the DC court or any of like the federal courts, you have to have a nomination in the Senate. And so Lindsey Graham apparently like grilled her on systemic racism, and she like gave him a snappy liberal answer, as they all do. But she is like more of a liberal justice. I would say she aligns with Breyer kind of nicely, so it's gonna fit well within the court. I don't think like the balance of the court won't shift, but it's going to it's gonna kind of remain the same. She also has sided with Donald Trump a couple times in opinions, so that is exciting to see that she's open to hearing the other side as well when it comes to her decisions. And yeah, court hearings are political battlegrounds where senators basically just try to one-up each other, and it's bullshit, because it should be about the justice and actually if they're qualified. I'm not trying to say Kentaji Brown Jackson isn't qualified. She is 100% qualified. You look at her, like, what's it called? Her record, like her education, what she's done in the legal sense of things. Like, she's a big deal. So I'm for the nomination personally. I don't really care. I don't think that anyone should be anti it. But politics being injected into the process itself, that's what I'm very anti. It sucks. But personally, in my opinion, in the grand scheme of court appointments, this is huge in terms of the identity perspective, which I'll talk about in a second, but this isn't huge in terms of like the political spectrum. So this is just going to continue. It's going to be whatever it is. It's going to continue to be a conservative majority, and this liberal justice will just replace another liberal justice. And here's the thing. There's this guy, Clarence Thomas, who's one of the most conservative justices on the Supreme Court. Apparently, he says like 2 words a hearing. I was told yesterday he's in the hospital right now for flu-like symptoms. And apparently a lot of liberal people are cheering about that. Shut the fuck up. I'll tell you that much. Shut the fuck up, liberals. Don't just cheer for someone's death, please. Like, why have we reached a point in society and in politics where we're like, yes, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is fucking about to die, right? Like, hella conservatives were like, RBG is gonna die. I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is fucking wrong with you people? This woman just died. Like, relax. All right? Like, or like is about to die. Like, she's a fucking human being, right? It's the same shit with Clarence Thomas. Yes, I get he may not agree with you politically, but shut the fuck up, dude. He's a human. Anyway, that's what I have to say about like this whole thing of like people dancing around like Supreme Court justices about to die and stuff. Fuck that. But it's a big identity appointment for Kentaji Brown Jackson, who is what this topic is about. And she would be the first Black woman justice ever. And so if she were ever to be confirmed, it would be blasted all over the internet. You'd see all sorts of social media infographics coming from all the white girls everywhere in America. Like, oh my God, today is a great day for America. Yes. Right? But listen, I'm not against her in any way. I just want to make that clear. That was a joke. I'm not against her. But I don't like the fact that Biden openly was like, I will only have a Black woman Supreme Court justice. Right? I'm for that, but like, do you have like I don't get the point of like being so like in your face about it. Like, nah, she's gonna be a Black woman. I don't know about that. Joe makes suspect decisions, but I personally don't have a problem with Kentaji Brown Jackson, like I've said 18 times before. But I have a problem with Joe Biden openly coming out and being like, she has to be a Black woman, because then it just looks like a diversity check hire, which is bullshit. When it takes away from the fact that Kentaji Brown Jackson is actually hella qualified for the job. But yeah,